So, M.O.D.O.K. I have watched 5 episodes of M.O.D.O.K. Let me say this about this show. It goes down very easy. Like, I kept wanting to watch it. It was a lot of fun. One of the things I really like about this, as opposed to... This is actually, I'm going to say this right now, this is the best Marvel show I've seen in a long time. And what I like about this is all the other Marvel shows are trying to be mainstream and be sort of weird, but mostly appeal to a lot of people. In this, they'll make references to some weird comic book character and not explain it. Like, they'll have Mr. Sinister in the background. They had a Brood reference. They reference all these weird characters. Like, they don't care. As well as it's very much created by and written by Patton Oswalt. It's got that kind of, if you know his stand-up, that kind of strange humor. He's very perfect as the voice of M.O.D.O.K. And at the same time, it's got as very much it's cynical and hardcore nerdery of it, which I actually really like. It also has a real good heart to it because M.O.D.O.K's kind of at a weird place in his life, I would say right now. His company AIM is running out of money. It gets bought by this like weird Google conglomerate thing. And his family's falling apart. Him and his wife separate. He's not sure what to do with his family. And as cynical and as weird and as egotistical as M.O.D.O.K. is, he's trying to find himself out. It's sort of like a weird hybrid of Patton Oswalt humor, Robot Chicken, and BoJack Horseman. And somehow that really fucking works. Like, I almost considered not doing a 5-episode thing and reviewing like the whole season. And I want to watch the other 5. Maybe I'll do that next week. That might be fun. I don't know. But there's certain ones that really they have a lot of fun with. Like, they have a fight at the end of episode 5 where him and a co-worker get in this fight and they keep transforming into different things. They actually turn into 2D characters and fight as video game characters, then transform back. But then they have a sweet episode. Like, the second episode was this time traveling thing with him and his wife where they like kind of sort of more understand their relationship, which was actually very touching and heartwarming. They both mess with M.O.D.O.K. kind of answering these existential questions while also dealing with his own ego and genius. But I wish Marvel was more fun like this, because this is more of the Harley Quinn, the show, idea of comic book things, which I don't think Marvel's really good at doing. And this was originally going to be part of a Hulu kind of thing called The Offenders, which was going to be produced with Marvel TV. Well, it was going to come together as The Offenders. So it was going to be called The Offenders, and it was going to have various like weirder Marvel characters, and it was going to have Howard the Duck, Tigra and Dazzler, something monkey. What happened to the monkey? There was an other monkey one that didn't get canceled, but they were actually going to be doing all of them, and they all got canceled. M.O.D.O.K. somehow survived. I wish Marvel had more fun, and this kind of like, it's like, if you're gonna have this big cinematic universe, why don't you get into the weirdness of this whole thing? This makes me more excited for comic book media, because it's like, yeah, get into like the weirdness of it. Like, M.O.D.O.K's a weird character, and like, why not have fun with this sort of thing? And I also like look, it's like a guy in his 40s kind of trying to hit monkey. Thank you. The hit monkey thing as well, which I don't think is canceled actually. But I wish they got into more of the weirdness of the Marvel universe, which is there. And I think this really does. But I also think it's like a good family kind of sitcom. It's like a guy kind of finding himself show while also being a cartoon show. I think this really works with like this guy kind of trying to find himself and like really believe in himself and like understand himself in this world, while also being like M.O.D.O.K. in its sense that's very funny and goofy. And it seems like all these sense of humor kind of like play off of each other very well. It's like not fully a Patton Oswalt show. It's not really that much. And then when it is Robot Chicken, it's not doing it in an obnoxious way, because these aren't references we get a lot. It's not doing like Iron Man's there, voiced by John Hamm, but it's like not too overbearing the way Robot Chicken often is. So I often found with this show is it's really good at doing like a post BoJack kind of thing, but in this goofier kind of sillier sort of style. It's almost like a mainstream BoJack Horseman, but I sort of like that about it. Is able to play around with like the different sci-fi elements, like the time travel episode, which I believe is the second one, like the fight and those things, like just having weird kind of things happen at any time, or having a strange character that no movie's ever going to touch. It's able to like play in this interesting, weird, nerdery world. It's like, I think what people think Big Bang Theory is, if you know nothing about nerd culture. I'm very happy with this episode. I think this is like the anime show to check out. It's almost like I've seen like what maybe something like Bird Girl is trying to accomplish. like a lot of these things were like they're people kind of trying to find themselves, but I was much more attracted to this thing. Like I was really like actively like, well, let me watch another one. It was like something I immediately got addicted to and really liked, and I think I'll probably finish the other ones. And like there's not a lot of shows, like I've tried out a lot of shows to review on the stream and like on my channel and like seeing what's out there, and nothing is like taken. I really got taken with this. I thought for a little bit, oh, I'll just watch 3 or I'll just watch 4. I think on the Discord I actually said originally I just watched 4, and then during my lunch break I watched 5, the 5th episode. So it just shows you like how kind of addictive this is, how easy this is to go down, and it's also a weird, funky, deep nerd show. Now maybe you're not into that, but for me, I thought that was really cool. So I hope that this gets to be more. Apparently they're talking about doing a second season. I would love Marvel to do more weird stuff like this and not try to be like the biggest thing in all of entertainment all the time. Like if you're gonna have all this money and power, why not do such a strange, weird show like M.O.D.O.K, and as kind of heartwarming and as interesting, and someone trying to find themselves out while also being a giant head creature is the kind of strange cult thing that was the kind of nerddom and comic book thing that I grew up with, maybe, and so maybe that's why I'm attracted to it. But it also does it really well, almost like it maybe like makes it look a lot easier than it really probably is. But we'll see how it goes. For this is really only a review of the first 5 episodes. I'm very positive on it right now, and I think it's very well cast. They got really good voice talent. They have good writers. I just think all of it kind of melts together very well. And I think they did a good job with a show that, like, compared to all these other shows, like, I'm always confused where they're going, what's going on here. Like, I don't feel like it all connects. This feels very, like, perfect and, like, almost like a good guilty pleasure, like, easy to go down kind of sitcom-y show that I'm just honestly surprised they got to work as well as this. This should just be this is a strange oddity that you don't stick around for, and I found myself really consuming these episodes very quickly because I just really liked it. So and I thought the design actually worked with a strange ass character like M.O.D.O.K. So like the characters they choose in this style, like I'm like, oh yeah, that completely looks like that character. Like they picked the right kind of strange characters to be in that weird robot chicken stop motion style. So I feel like this is like almost the perfect way to do this character. And I'd also, that's the other thing I miss about the Marvel stuff, is like I like things designed in different ways in the comics, and this kind of reminds me more of reading a strange Marvel comic than the movies ever have. It's an interesting way to do superheroes in a sitcom that I really haven't seen anyone do as well since like maybe the animated Tick or something like that. So